I'm Joseph.
And I'm Nick.
We watched episode 13 of Tyler Perry's Beauty in Black, now streaming on Netflix. This episode is called By Any Means.
Like, could this end by any means?
So we know from the last episode, Kimmie was in the car with Truxton. Truxton's American Bistro, and she caused an accident which left the car dangling over a bridge. But thankfully, a good Samaritan stopped. Kimmie stole her car. Truxton's car, I'm not going to not be able to call him Truxton.
I know, sorry.
Truxton's car falls over the bridge, but luckily he's able to get out, so he's not dead. But we cut to Jules at his daughter's birthday party. And then Mallory calls him. And I thought we were out of the danger zone, but now Mallory's back on her bullshit talking about where's that whore? Where's that bitch at? Where's that bitch at? I didn't know where that bitch is. Okay. Then I thought this is stupid, but I thought this series should have been called Lost in the Black because where is he? Stop playing with me. Where is she? Where is that bitch? Stop playing with me. Where is she? Where is he? No one can find anyone.
Nope. Mm-mm.
They can't find Kimmie. They can't find Richard. They can't find Debo. They can't find... What's happening? Okay.
Do you know what the tagline is for this series?
No.
Survival takes everything.
Survival takes everything.
That
sounds more appropriate for like the new Predator movie,
right?
But not what?
Well,
these people are just dumb.
They're
and
dumb.
Greedy.
And these again, like these passages, these exchanges of dialogue where these responses don't make sense to what was said.
No. So now we have Mallory in the car being driven by Calvin, her driver, and Jillian, and Mallory is able to convince Jules to tell her where Roy is at the Josephine Hotel.
The Josephine Baker.
Which the Mallarys own. So she hightails it over there, but not before kicking Julian out of the car. Again, just in the middle of the street. So I don't know if Julian just has to call an Uber or...
Well, okay, so first Mallory tells Jules, I'm on my way to see my father-in-law, Horace, because, he's been poking around about the will. Right. He'll be home in 1 to 2 hours. So why are you going there right now?
Why are you headed there if he's not going to be home for a while?
So then she decides to go catch Roy in the act and kicks Jillian out. And see, it's these details that Tyler Perry feeds us that are so distracting because this whole episode I was distracted by the fact that Jillian is running her master a warm bath at home. But when is Mallory coming home? How will she know to keep the bath warm? These are the questions.
Because when Mallory kicks Julian out of the car, she says, find your way home and run me a warm bath. So yeah, the entire time I'm like, so is this dummy just sitting at the house trying to keep this water warm?
Yeah, like
why would you even say that?
It's so stupid.
Oh my God. Then we cut to Charles walking into the strip club, acting like a clown.
He walks in screaming
for
who to stand alone.
Then tries to bypass the line, but Brian Tanaka tells him you need to pay. And then Charles trying to hit on Brian. Brian's not feeling it.
$30 to get into into Delinda's strip club.
Then that one stripper who was trying to tell Angel 2 episodes ago, we need to rob Charles, sees Charles walk in and goes to push up on him. But Charles is like, ugh, get away from me. You've seen me here a million times. You've never been nice to me, even when I tipped you well. And now you want to talk to me? I don't think so. And also, do you know who that fool was who stole my Lamborghini? Why does Charles care? That man is dead.
Well, it's like Mallory caring about who Roy is messing around with. Why? You clearly don't care for this man. But also, I still am perplexed at why Charles wants to go to, out of all the gay places to go in Chicago, why this strip club?
Why this mixed use strip club?
Where no one seems to care for his ass. No one cares.
Why are you there?
He's standing alone at the bar and nobody's paying him any attention. And the only reason this other man came up to you is because he figured out you have money.
Right. Then we finally see Sylvie, Kimmie's sister, who she's been looking for all this time. Sylvie's been drugged. They threw a wig on her ass and a bikini.
Looking like she's on Canada's Drag Race.
But Angel spots her. I'm not sure he sees like a woman kind of looking drugged, and he immediately hightails it over there. He's never met Sylvie.
He's never seen her.
But I guess he just presumed like, oh, she must be Kimmie's sister.
That is kind of a leap, really.
Okay, in episode 11, I commented that why does Kimmie keep talking about where's her sister? You know where she is. She's going to be at the club.
Delinda and Bodyguarder, do they have other places where they farm these ladies out? No. So just wait till that night and go snatch her.
So why are you running around taking these 2-hour drives back and forth all day, kill 3 people, or so you thought, when you know your sister's going to end up at the club?
And then how did Felicia get a hold this other character at the strip club?
Okay, well, that's jumping ahead, but let's talk about her, because so when Angel tries to intercept Sylvie, it's Felicia, the lady with the red wig, managing her. And
who's that rapper? Is it Juicy Red?
She was giving me yeah.
Is that who I'm thinking of?
The one who says booty hole, coochie pink, booty hole brown, or whatever.
yeah. That's who I'm thinking about. Okay.
I'm too old to know what that is, but she's acting like she couldn't, if she cared any less about Sylvie, she would be unconscious. That's how she's acting.
Right.
And then Angel is trying to like say, well, let me take her. I can sober her up. And Felicia's like, fine. If you want to have sex with her, just take her. I don't care. And then like a few minutes later is all worried about her. Like, you need to tell me where she is because Angel or Body and Delinda are going to be so mad.
But Body and Delinda are both dead.
Well, of course, Felicia doesn't know that.
However, they're there.
We for sure know that Body and Delinda have not been checking up on you.
Right.
So why are you sweating Angel about this girl when you literally were acting like you couldn't get her out of your hands or hair fast enough? What happened? Like what? Oh, that's just so stupid. Okay, so then Mallory gets to the Josephine, and the front desk agent immediately recognizes Mrs. Bellarie and is so excited to see her and has to relay a story about how she still uses their relaxers and don't listen to what the people say.
Okay, dummy.
And just gives her a key.
And then Mallory's like, oh yeah, I use our straightener, our relaxer too. And I so wanted a clump of her hair to fall out right there.
Well, okay. So if this is so confusing to me, since I worked in a hotel for years, in one that had thousands of rooms, and I'm assuming the Josephine does not have thousands of rooms in downtown Chicago. If Roy is always there meeting prostitutes, there's no way the whole hotel staff haven't been told.
Exactly.
Like, DND, don't, like, under a different name, if someone comes, not, oh, hi, Mrs. Bellarie, Roy just got here a few hours ago, let me make you a key.
Exactly.
That's crazy. That is absolutely
knowing full
crazy.
well, and
knowing that you've seen women who look like prostitutes that come in, and
i.e. Kimmie,
right, and come in
that need access to the floor.
And this is a very, the rooms look very high end, which means that you need a key to even get up there.
Right.
It just is like, what? Tyler Perry knows when he has his rent boys go to the fancy hotels he stays in that they have to arrange that. They just can't go up there.
They can't stroll up. You can't just give them the room number. Everybody knows that.
That's crazy. So Mallory goes up there and Calvin escorts her driver, and they see that a melee has occurred. A window's broken. They look out, and we clocked it from the last episode that he's probably not dead, and he's probably not on the 20. It wasn't a 20-story fall. It appears to be like a maybe 2-story fall.
Yeah.
And he falls to like a balcony below. And the way he's laying there looks like a chalk outline. This man should be badly injured. He should have some internal bleeding. He should certainly have like some broken bones.
He looks like he's making a snow angel. And actually, I just watched a death scene with Ellen Barkin today in Bad Company, and she's laid out the exact same way. And I thought the exact same thing. Like, that's how you died? Okay.
So Calvin's like, call 911. And Mallory says, no, don't. Because the will, if you are found to be a drug addict,
you forfeit your shares.
Calvin
runs down to the next level with the quickness that I
Let
don't
me tell you
understand.
something. Calvin hates Roy.
Mhm.
If I hated someone half as much as Calvin hates Roy, when I tell you I would have the slowest pimp walk trying to go help them, and this man flung his body down the stairs to go get Roy.
And not
Does
only,
that make any sense?
no, but you know what else? You know what makes less sense is he is able to show. He breaks into that hotel room very easily with one shoulder push. No
if
way.
I were Calvin,
No way.
I would have walked into that stairwell, taken the exit, and smoked a cigarette. And if I didn't have a cigarette on me, I would have walked to the liquor store, bought a pack, and come back and smoked that cigarette before I would have checked on that man. I cannot believe the way he ran down those stairs
No.
to try to help this man who he hates. You can see it on his face that he hates that man.
Dislocating his shoulder to get in
And then
that room.
Mallory's talking about don't call 911.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me tell you something else. If the bitch who was with me hates him as much as I do, and she's saying don't call 911, when I tell you I would have got up, walked back outside to smoke another cigarette, I just don't understand why Calvin is so adamant about helping this man he hates.
Mm-hmm.
But Mallory is saying we can't take him to the hospital because no one can know that he's a crackhead. So we need to get him to the car discreetly. They do so. And then they get him to the hospital, and luckily they own a wing of a hospital and can get someone to help him discreetly.
Which she says out loud in the car. It's a good thing we own that wing in the hospital, which I don't think it's kind of like the private road. I don't know.
I did, since we mentioned it, I think last episode, while Mallory is waiting for her car so she can go sneak her husband into it, some fans recognize her. Mm-hmm. And want to take a picture with her. And so Mallory has to fake being nice. And she has a beautiful smile. So she's pretending to be nice. And then when they walk away, the way that lady goes back to having that resting bitch face is pretty spectacular because it's kind of like scary. Mm-hmm. Like you can like taste how nasty she is.
Yeah, there's just nothing pleasant about her.
Okay. Kimmie goes to the hospital looking for Rain. And Rain's not in that room she was in because we find out a little bit later that Rain was taken to surgery. What surgery did she have?
This bitch is trying to dip out of the hospital. What surgery was she waiting for?
More than once did she say, "Oh, I'm going to leave the hospital then."
Did she have to have her ass reconstructed again? Like,
what surgery did she have? And what surgery did she have that only took like an hour?
Well, exactly. Especially after Horace was prodding her like a cow with his cane.
Horace was torturing her. Then he calmed her down, told her a story. Then she goes to surgery. But then we see her come back. And this is all in the same evening. Mm-hmm. What surgery? What's there? Oh, also, she didn't.
She's not hooked up to any fluids.
No fluids.
She just had surgery. There's no IV.
Before or after?
Before or after.
That's confusing to
me. And then I got a better look at the production design. I know this is supposed to be a luxe wing in a nicer hospital. That hospital, fluids still happen. That chair that is sitting by the bed, that is not a chair that you would have.
I'm not a medical professional, but I just can't believe that this woman had whatever surgery she had in that short amount of time without prep, no fluids after. It just looks so crazy.
And then this white lady doctor is telling Kimmie, who is not a family member, everything that's going on.
And Rain's hair is still laid.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
How?
It is.
How is it still laid? She just had surgery?
We don't know what surgery she had, but Kimmie knows about the clots. So she's like, how are the clots? And the doctor's like, oh, they're much better.
But
what
does that
mean?
But I don't.
What do you mean?
But there's no clot surgery, right? Well, maybe if she had like well, maybe I don't know.
Clot surgery?
I don't know. Well, when they detect something, because if they don't, isn't that what an embolism is? Or
yeah, but I don't think you can do anything.
I don't know. That. But I know enough to know that whatever we're witnessing is a whole ass mess.
Yeah, with that. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So then Kimmie goes to the hospital to find Rain. She's not there, but she goes into Rain's room and Rico is there. Rico Ross's character.
Waiting for her. Did he know for sure that she was coming?
And didn't I predict this last episode? Mm-hmm. I think the master plan to get all the shares of the will is that Rico wants to ruin everyone, and then he needs a wife. So he's planting the seeds. He's telling Kimmie, like, I need your help. Like, this could be really good for you. He starts talking about the will to Kimmie as if she knows anything about this will.
Right.
Right? Wasn't he talking about like the stipulations of this?
But why does he's not sexually attracted to Kimmie?
Then, okay, did I hear wrong, or did he imply that he doesn't like having sex with men? Or did I mishear that?
Don't know. He has a crush on Angel, but
then he says like something about effing man, but I don't want to. I don't know. This is all confusing to me. I think what he's trying to do is tell Kimmie that he could be with her in that way. I don't know.
I mean, to me, it sounds like Confessions of a Closet case. Tyler telling on himself again.
But
I don't know.
Kimmie
that makes no sense.
So annoying. She's so stupid. She's so repetitive. This man is trying to tell you that he has this like. All Kimmie can say is, "Where's my sister? I want my sister.
Where's my sister? Where's Rain? But I want my sister."
You know where your sister is. Your sister is going to be at the strip club. You know that. Why are you running around town killing people?
Well, also, Body and Delinda must have a method to their madness. So you know how they treat the other girls.
Like you said, these bitches take all the girls to the same place, the strip club.
Get them hopped up, get them strung out, and make them dance.
Where do they... Like, do they think that?
So wait.
Does Kimmie think that they're putting her sister on a cargo ship to Eastern Europe? Like, I don't understand.
Get Sylvie to, when she pops up on that box, snatch her ass and run away. There you go. What?
So Rico's getting frustrated with Kimmie because she just keeps repeating the same thing. Like, she's not listening to him, and he's telling her like, this can change your life. This can be very good for you.
No, he says, yeah, it would make me a happy man.
And I can help you with your sister. And she keeps saying, but I want my sister. Yes, I know, but stop that for now. And let me tell you what I'm thinking. Like, stop with your sister. She can't stop. And then finally, she talking about Jules, because Rico says, what I need you to do is go to the strip club, act like everything is normal, and get me as much information as you can on Jules. And she goes, Jules is the devil. And Rico goes, you're sitting here. Or no, she goes, he's a demon. And Rico says, you're sitting here with the devil and you're worried about a demon.
But what more information would she need to find out? She already has a treasure trove of information about Jules. Why would you want this woman who you're going to use to legitimize whatever, go back into the line of fire at the strip club, pay her to stay at home? Exactly,
because why didn't Rico say, I need to know everything you know about Jules? I need to know everything you know about the operation. Why wouldn't, like, if you want information, she has it. She's been working there. She was trafficked. Like,
you know what you do? Tell the police what you do know, and they can start investigating. And bingo, charges are filed. The shares are forfeited, and blah, blah, blah.
So then he says to Kimmie, you trust me about as much as I trust you. So let's just start with honesty. And she goes, okay, well, I killed 2 people today, Body and Delinda. And he's like, how many bodies? No, her name is Body. Okay. And then she says, and I killed your son.
So she killed more than 2 people today.
Which one? Roy. What? How? I pushed him out a window. That's not true. I would have heard about that by now. And she's like, well, I don't tell you because I did it. And then someone knocks on the hospital room door, and it's the doctor, like, oh, Mr. Mallerie, I was looking for you. Your son is here. Which one? Roy. Why? He was injured at a hotel. And that's when Rico realizes, oh my God, Kimmie did do something.
And then he chastises her.
And he chastises her and says, don't ever accept responsibility. Ever.
Which reminded me of Donald Trump's 3 rules and as Sebastian Stan in The Apprentice. That sounds like something he would have said.
Okay.
But he also told Kimmie that you're caring and ruthless at the same time. No.
So then Rico Ross's character gets up to go visit his son, who's, I guess, in the room next door. And he's there with his wife, Mallory. And
also, this person is coming down from how many drugs? No fluids. There are no fluids.
Okay, I wrote down Roy is lying in that bed. So first of all, this entire scene was just meant to be a shouting match between Roy and his dad, Rico Ross.
Mm-hmm.
And all they're saying is how much they hate each other. But Roy is lying in that bed, keeping in mind that when Kimmie broke a champagne bottle on his head,
mm-hmm.
and the glass was hitting him pushed him out of a window. He fell
onto concrete.
onto concrete and broken glass. His body was like all disjointed like a chalk outline. And he's laying in that bed looking perfectly fine, crying because his dad is yelling at him. He was laying in that bed like after I got like ingrown toenail.
Like he had a tummy
treatment.
ache. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
what is happening? Then Rico says something to the effect that Roy tried to commit suicide when he was 8.
And then at 10, and then at
10
11.
and 11.
Okay.
So I guess age 9 was a good year.
Mallory standing back there like a soldier for Christ.
Rico starts trying to beat Roy with his walking cane. Mallory tries to stop him and Rico like throws her off of him.
I guess they're not talking about the will tonight.
But all they're saying is like how much they hate each other. Rico is telling him like, because Roy thinks that the ultimate like insult would be to say, I can't wait until you die. And Rico's like, you're going to regret when I die.
Okay.
And then they start talking about how the will is ironclad and blah, blah, blah. But I'm still thinking, what surgery did Rain have?
What surgery did Rain have? What did they exactly do?
Can someone help me understand?
What happened to Roy? What
are they getting the fix the flat out of her ass? Are they removing clots? What are they doing to her?
But then there's a spat between Mallory and Roy, and he tells her to leave his effing room, and she's like, "No, I'm going to sit here. What, all night? Isn't somebody running a hot bath for you at home? What are you doing? What's happening?"
Okay, so now Rain is back from surgery, and Kimmie's talking to her. It's so funny to me that for all of these episodes, Rain has been, I mean, I guess you could say she's been a reasonable friend, like level-headed.
Except for in the beginning when she told Kimmie not to bother going to school.
Okay, that's what I wrote down. You would not expect this from the friend who was like, bitch, don't get an education.
Right.
Don't get any skills. Just keep stripping. That's the only way you're going to get money. Well, girl, do what you want, but I'm not going to support you. Like, what? That is the same friend who is now telling her to actually make like some reasonable choices.
Exactly.
It doesn't make any sense.
But then Rico in this episode was satisfied with the information he got from Rain. But the first thing we hear from her is like, I didn't tell him anything. Girl.
Are there any healthcare professionals out there who have watched this series and can explain to us, like, does this situation seem realistic? What is happening to Rain? Why are there no fluids attached to her?
No.
Why are there no fluids on Roy?
That's what I said.
Wouldn't there at least be like more, like some pain medication? I don't know.
He would need to hide because they need to flush the drugs out of his body because, you know, they've Mallory secretly, I'm sure, said what happened, but it doesn't make any sense. But even the most basic details Tyler Perry cannot get right, and not just in dialogue, in everything. And so that also means to me that, you know, people are hired to be production designers, and who are you just not giving them enough time to do their work? Like, I just don't understand why everything is so slipshod. Everything,
because they're filming like, I mean, yeah, there's no time to prepare for anything
at breakneck speed. Like,
yeah.
Okay,
it's like I wrote this script today and we are filming today.
Is there a script supervisor? I mean, I guess it doesn't matter. It's just like
okay, complaining about the same things. All right, so the final scene is Felicia is like, you need to give me Sylvie, and Angel stupidly is saying, I don't know who you're talking about. Boy, that's going to make things worse. Like, of course she knows that you know because you took her. And so Angel is just playing dumb, and it seems dumb. And that's when Brian Tanaka comes in and says, where's the girl? And I thought this scene was so funny because, first of all, Angel and Brian look like they would be friends. Mm-hmm. And they're trying to fight and argue with each other. Like, they actually get into like physical fighting. Mm-hmm. And the entire time, it just looks like these two guys are trying to keep from laughing because they just.
But even before that, because, you know, Kimmie's phone is dead now, so she uses Rain's phone to call to check her voicemails, and, you know, discovers that Angel has the sister, and then I forgot. Oh, but then they have an argument. She's like, "Get her out of there. Get Sylvie out of there. Where are they going to go?" Like, what?
Kimmie is so dumb. She is so dumb.
Okay,
you went on this murderous, violent rampage. How could you not know that your sister's going to be at the strip club?
Exactly.
And then everyone's telling you.
And then Angel is like, "Oh, I have her in the like the maintenance closet. Nobody's gonna look in there. This joint is not that big." And now all of a sudden, everybody's looking for this drugged up new girl. They're gonna find her in the closet. It's like the hotel room scene where Jules shot the beds up but didn't look in the.
Well, next episode, Kimmie's going to show up to the strip club.
Is it gonna be like in Honora when Mikey Madison goes and gets her her husband?
Anyway, do you have anything else you want to say?
No.
Ta-ta.